I'm going to Halloweentown. It was just really weird and I was nervous. Oh my god, there's a pumpkin! Oh my god, it's so small! We've already walked past it and it did not look inviting. It was awful, like I don't even know how to describe it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. If you're new, hi, my name is Zoe. Today's video is a Halloweentown vlog. I know it doesn't look like I'm in Halloweentown right now, but when I was there, I didn't do the best job of filming and like talking at the same time. Basically, the video footage is kind of chaotic, so I figured I would sit down and kind of talk through the whole trip and insert the footage where it works. Especially because not the whole vlog is Halloweentown. We actually went to Portland, Oregon, and we were there for, I think, just one day before Halloweentown, so I did film some stuff that day. And then when I was coming back to North Carolina, I had a day in New York as well, so I also filmed that. So there's a lot of random kind of footage in this video, and I'm going to walk through it all with you. Okay, so we started off our day in Portland by walking to breakfast. It was a 5-minute walk from our hotel. We stayed at a hotel called Hotel Deluxe. It's right in downtown Portland. The hotel itself is cute. It's Hollywood themed, which is pretty cool, and there's a restaurant called Gracie's inside of the hotel that is very good. Highly recommend that restaurant. The hotel, like I said, was fine, but the location, you might not want to stay there. It just is not the safest area, and we were told by someone, and I will get to this someone a little later, we were told by this person that it was not a safe area, and she lives in Oregon, so she knows this. So we went to breakfast. Breakfast was really good. It was called Honey Milk, and it was cute in there. That gave a pretty good impression for Portland. That was all great. Then after breakfast, we went and we hiked at Forest Park. Our Uber from the airport to our hotel told us to go to Forest Park, and so we did. You get there literally in downtown. It's like kind of random. Like you're walking downtown, there's like buildings and busyness, and then you like take a turn and it's a park, and it's like truly a forest. It's like crazy, but it was beautiful, very quiet. It was a Friday. I guess maybe that's why it was quiet, but it was also a beautiful day and not everybody works. So we were kind of like, there's not a lot of people out, like kind of weird. Maybe we're at like a weird entrance or something. Maybe it's not super populated. Anyway, we go through and we ended up going through a neighborhood to get to one of the, I think it was Washington's State Park. I don't know. It was just a very long hike, and the part where we were in a neighborhood was just really weird and eerie because we were the only ones outside, really, and nobody else was hiking. I think it was just the route that we went. It was just really weird, and I was nervous. So Rhea and I are on a little hike. We're getting our hike on, and I don't think we've really known where we are the whole time. Yeah. It's been really pretty so far, but this has not been what it's looked like. We were first in downtown Portland, and then there was just an opening to Forest Park, so we went in there. Came upon a rose garden, and then we basically were going up a giant mountain, and it seemed like we were in a neighborhood the whole time. Fully. But it was very still and quiet and like kind of eerie. But we finally made it out of that, and over here, hey, this is pretty. Yeah, this is where I was trying to get to. Yeah, this is nice. Also, we came to Oregon expecting fall vibes, and it's like 82 degrees. But we ended up at the Oregon Zoo. We didn't actually go into the zoo or anything. We just ended up at the zoo, and that's where we called our Uber back to our hotel. And that Uber told us about Vancouver, Washington. He was like, Vancouver, Washington is only like a 30-minute drive from here. You guys should definitely go. There's cute restaurants, stores, like there's a waterfront. You guys would probably really like it, so go check it out. It's better than Portland. And that was like a telltale sign for us that Portland's maybe not the greatest. We were like, okay. So we took his advice because we'd already been in Portland for a little less than 24 hours, but the experience thus far was just like subpar because of our eerie, weird hike. So we're like, okay, yes, let's do that. We didn't have any plans yet for dinner or anything, so we decided to go to Vancouver, Washington. So that's what we did. We ate at this restaurant called, oh my gosh, Little Conejo, I think. And I got a chicken taco and then a wait, was it chicken? Carnita. I don't remember, but one of those, and then I got a fish taco. Delish. By the way, if you're watching this and you live in Portland, I really am not trying to like bash on your city. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm sure there are great parts of Portland. Maybe we didn't do enough research and didn't really know the best areas, but we finished our dinner. It was so good. And then we were walking to the waterfront, and it was like a maybe 10-minute walk, 5-minute walk, but it just felt lighter and happier there. We did hear that Vancouver is like a little bit more family oriented, and they have their homeless population a little bit more under control in Vancouver, which was very noticeable. We walked down to the waterfront and we did a little wine tasting. I don't remember the name of the place. We sat outside on their porch and it was overlooking the water. It was very beautiful, so that was a great night. Then we Ubered back to our hotel. That was it. The next day was Halloweentown day, and I basically vlogged that entire day, so I will insert that footage. It is very packed. Something crazy happened. Basically, we were stranded in St. Helens, Oregon. Halloweentown is in St. Helens, Oregon. That's where it is. It's just a town square, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, I don't know St. Helens, Oregon, but I'm pretty sure that Halloweentown is like their thing. Like, that's the only reason it's really popular. Also, the Twilight house is there, Bella's house. And I think maybe some other Twilight things, because I'm pretty sure it was filmed in Oregon and Washington. So we did see Bella's house from Twilight, saw Halloweentown. Like, this was a great day up until when we were done with Halloweentown. Oh gosh, enjoy. Hello everyone. I am currently in Portland, Oregon. As you can see by my sweatshirt, I am going to Halloweentown. Rhea is here with me. Yesterday was Friday. Thursday was a travel day because we had to cross the country to come here. It's Halloweentown day and I'm so excited. You should know what Halloweentown is. If you don't, I don't really know why you're watching this video. But it's 10:35 and we're about to go down and grab some breakfast. There's a breakfast place in this hotel. As we all know, I am a fall/Halloween fiend, and Halloweentown is my favorite Halloween movie, so I don't even know. Do you remember when this was planned? I think like sometime this summer or earlier this year. I was like, I want to go to Halloweentown, but it's not something I really want to do by myself, and so Rhea was like, I'll go. I think we're gonna do dinner, and then there's a parade, and then there is the pumpkin lighting, because apparently on the first Saturday of every October, they make it a whole thing and they do like a pumpkin lighting, and there's a ton of people. Apparently like thousands of people go to this. So we're gonna make it for the parade and the pumpkin lighting, but we want to get there a little bit before so that we can actually walk around in the daytime a little bit, and that's really it. We've made it, and it is, oh, it's right here!
Where is it?
It's right here. This is,
oh my god,
the town square.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's a pumpkin! Oh my god!
It's so small. Oh my god. I know.
This place is packed. Like,
so packed.
There's gonna be a parade. There are so many people. We did not expect this. But we just stumbled upon the town square. Oh my gosh!
What about Benny? I see Benny.
Where? Oh my gosh! The joy that I feel right now.
Oh my god.
Hello! So we took a picture in front of the big pumpkin, and then we literally sprinted.
Oh my god.
We walked so fast to go see the Twilight house. I didn't even film it because it was actually kind of dark.
It was really dark.
But I do have a picture of us in front of it, and now we're about to speed walk back through the parade. It's about to get loud because we're about to be at the parade again.
Oh, Ghostbusters van.
Oh wow! We're gonna go back through the parade and make it in time for the pumpkin lighting. Ah! Also, I'm drinking a pumpkin spice cider. It's delicious. Well, have I got a freaking story for you. So the last thing you saw, we're in Halloweentown. We're having a great time. A great time. Then, wow, the pumpkin lighting is over. We are like, all right, time to go back to the hotel. Granted, St. Helens is about a 40-minute drive from where we currently are in Portland, and we were able to get an Uber there, so we didn't think there would be any issues getting an Uber back. So we're in the area, and it's super busy afterwards because everyone was just at the pumpkin lighting. Everyone was at the parade, like cars upon cars upon cars. So we're like, we're not getting an Uber here. Let's like walk a little ways to like get out of all the chaos, and then we'll call our Uber. But we get out there, it's really dark. My flashlight on, does that do anything? Kind of. We get out there and we're like, all right, time to look for our Uber. None. Not only were there no Ubers, but it's taking forever to load. Like if you've ever done Uber, you know if there aren't any Ubers in the area, it'll be stuck on the like, okay, finalizing details part of the Uber page for a while. So it was just stuck on that page for so long, and even before that, it took forever to even get there because nothing was loading. And we're both trying to get Ubers on both of our phones. None of us could find any. Both of our phones are dying. I was at about 16% after the lighting was over. So we're like, okay, let's just go inside this market and like wait in there, see if the service is any better, see if, you know, maybe there are Ubers and they're just not loading or something. So we go in the market and we're just standing at the front of it. It's just a grocery store. We're standing at the front of it probably for like 20 minutes or something. Or we're just standing there. Maybe it was 15, and maybe I'm also counting the time that we were outside. But the time of like waiting for an Uber was probably around 30 minutes where we couldn't find anything and nothing was loading. So then we're like, what do we do? Because not only are there no Ubers, there were no lifts. There were no, Rhea tried calling like taxi cab places. She tried to see if we could rent a car, like get a car dropped off for us. Nothing. There was zero transportation back to Portland. This is not an exaggeration. There was zero transportation. So she's like, okay, the only thing I can think of is let's find a hotel and we have to walk to it. So I'm at 10% now and I'm like, okay, let me find a hotel. I found a Best Western. It was a mile away. We're like, okay, let's go. And I'm directing us and I'm just hoping my phone doesn't die while I'm navigating us to the hotel. We stopped at a Walgreens on the way and picked up a portable charger. By the time we were at the Walgreens, we were already on the street that our hotel was, but it was like at the end of the street. So we get to the hotel and we walk up to the front desk lady and we're like, hi, like, do you know of any transportation back to Portland? She's like, no. No, there's no Ubers, there's no lifts, there's nothing out here. And we're like, okay, do you have a room available then for tonight? And she's like, no, we're fully booked. And we're like, okay, all right, no worries. Is there a hotel, another hotel nearby that you would recommend? She's like, nope, we're the only hotel. There is one more, but I wouldn't send two young girls over there. We've already walked past it and it did not look inviting. The whole town is like not the most inviting. There's just like not much there. So we're like, okay, this is the only hotel that we would consider because the other one's sketchy. So we're like, okay, the answers to all our questions are no. What do we do? We had, oh my gosh, like I was on the verge of tears. They were welling up. I was like, we're homeless. We're homeless. Here we are in this hotel. We have no way of getting back to Portland. And it was a 40-minute drive, which meant we could not possibly walk back, especially not at night. Ugh. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. And we have nowhere to stay. But this, oh my gosh, this angel of a woman says, the only thing I can think of is I get off at 11 and I will take you. And we're like, oh my gosh. First instinct is like, we're gonna get in a stranger's car and she's gonna take us back to our hotel. Like, do we trust that? But it was literally our only option, and she did seem like a nice girl. I mean, the fact that she didn't want to send us to the other hotel because we were two young girls and she didn't think that was safe, like that was kind of a green light. That like, okay, maybe this is, ooh, I need to move this. Ooh, that's better. That maybe this is a decent person, like she wouldn't do anything to hurt us or anything. She said she would take us, so we're like, okay. But at this point, it's like 9 p.m., maybe 8:45 actually. So we have like a little over 2 hours to go before she gets off. So we just sat in the Best Western lobby, just Rhea and I on the little two couches, because that's all they had. It was just two couches. And and used our portable charger. Luckily, the thing came charged, so it wasn't fully charged, but we both got enough juice to like last. So we just sat there. Because it was nighttime, there wasn't like a ton going on. There were people in and out just because the only thing people are in St. Helens for is Halloweentown. So the people coming in and out of the hotel are like in costumes, they have little kids, so like we felt okay. And then there were families like in the pool, which we were sitting right next to. So that was all fine. Like technically we were okay, but it was just the fact of like, okay, in a couple hours we're getting in a stranger's car and we're gonna trust the fact that she's gonna take us back to our hotel. And in the meantime, we have nowhere to go. We have literally nowhere to go. But whenever there was kind of downtime and no one else in the lobby, we were chatting with the woman and kind of getting to know her, and she was asking us questions, we asked her questions, like just getting to know each other and whatnot. And she seemed like a decent person, like she seemed really nice. So we felt okay about going. And at one point she was like, you guys know you're gonna have to pay me like $50 to do this, which I understand, and we were already planning on paying her more than $50 because that, like, she basically saved our lives. Because I don't know what else we would have done, even if eventually a room did open because the people weren't showing up, and she offered it to us, and we were like, I mean, even if we take the room tonight, like how are we getting back tomorrow? There's no transportation out here. So, and she was kind of giving us her schedule of when she could take us, and I was like, I mean, we might as well just go at 11 tonight then. And she was like, okay. But she offered us the room and it was really nice. I don't know. The only thing I could think of was like to track down somehow our previous Ubers and ask if they could come get us. But we were looking in the Uber app and couldn't find a way to like call or message a previous Uber. So we're like, what? I am paranoid of everything. So when we sat down in that lobby, like I was staring off into the distance and my eyes were just welling up with tears because I was like, we're not getting back. Like we're gonna like be homeless or something. Hence why I have no footage of this, because while we were just sitting there doing nothing, I was in an awful mood. I could not possibly whip out my camera and update at the time because I was so distraught and scared and nervous. There are good people in this world. We're leaving tomorrow, so I'm just sayonara. Sayonara, Portland. I will never be back. But anyway, moral of the story is we are back at our hotel. We are safe. 100% thanks to the Best Western lady. So that's the end of this story time. I don't know if I told you guys, but the first night when we walked in, we heard screams, or I heard them. Rhea did not hear them, which just made it even worse because it's just me. But we walk in, we're literally like, we just sat our stuff down. We're like, oh my gosh, cute hotel, blah, blah, blah. And then I swear, I hear a woman screaming outside, bloody murder. And she was saying, get away from me, get away. Oh my gosh. I don't know what was happening because I couldn't bring myself to look out the window when it was happening. And I also thought I was going crazy, but that's definitely what I heard. So I don't know if she was getting mugged or what. I gotta get out. We gotta get out of here. That's the update. I'll see you guys tomorrow when we're traveling.
I think we spent more time in St. Helens, not in Halloweentown, than in Halloweentown.
Yeah, we definitely did.
We spent like a total of 3 hours outside of Halloweentown.
Outside of Halloweentown.
Than in St. Helens.
Yeah, that's awful. So that's what happened in St. Helens, Oregon. Obviously it was not a life or death experience. Like, we weren't about to die, but like, if a couple other things had gone wrong, we would not have been in a very good situation. Overall, Halloweentown was a 10 out of 10. Like, I was reeling. I was so excited to be there. It felt so cool. Halloweentown is my favorite Halloween movie, so I was like eating it up. It was so cool. Granted, it's just a town square, so you look around and like that's it, but they did the pumpkin lighting. Seeing the Twilight House was super cool as well. I'm giving Halloweentown a 10 out of 10. I would give Portland, Oregon, like, I hate to say it, but just a 3 out of 10. Only because I have just realized that one of the most important things to me is just safety and like feeling safe and confident to just like not even walk around a city, because I don't need to do that. Like, that's not, I don't do that here. I just drive everywhere. But even when I'm driving, like, I feel safe. I feel everything is fine. I just don't like being in a place where I feel unsafe. Again, if you're from Portland or you've been and you loved it, to each their own, right? If you loved it, that's awesome. Oregon itself, by the way, would not be a 3 out of 10. I'd probably give Oregon like a 5 out of 10 just because there's really not much there. Like, Oregon is known for their nature, their trees, which are majestic. And I said that multiple times while we were there. I was like, Oregon's trees are just so beautiful. So like, it's a nice state. I just don't think there's much there. Their city, Portland, is not doing too hot. That was actually the second time I've been to Oregon. And the first time we were in kind of the Mount Hood area. And even then, we didn't love it. I was also with Rhea when we did that as well. But we were younger, and I think mainly, like, maybe we were just bored or something. But it's also kind of hard to be bored when you're a kid. So, been to Oregon twice, haven't seen much, and what we have seen, at least in this recent time, not great. Granted, I'm paranoid of everything ever, and Rhea is like fearless. She's not scared of a thing, but she was scared. And so I think that's what made me even more scared. Was I wasn't shocked that I was scared, because I'm scared of a lot of things. But Rhea like rides the subway in New York at midnight, so she's not too fazed by things like that. She was nervous. Which made me nervous. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it anymore. After Portland, we went to New York because it just ended up being more convenient and cheaper to just get a flight to JFK and then buy a separate flight from JFK to North Carolina. Rhea actually lives in New York, so she has a place there, and I figured, okay, well, I'll just do this and you can show me around New York and then I'll leave. I did have work, and I did work, but when we first got in, it was like 8 or 9. I think maybe it was 9 p.m. when we landed in New York, and we just ate some dinner and we went to this awful movie premiere. Oh my gosh. Movie premiere sounds really fancy. It was not fancy at all. It was like a bunch of young people. Apparently it was an experimental film. It was all in infrared. Excuse me? It was the worst thing I've ever seen. Rhea actually also said the same thing, and she has watched like thousands of movies because she's like super into film and all of that, and she was like, that I think was the worst thing I've ever seen. It was awful. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. I've no words. I don't even remember what it was called. If I remember, I'll put it on the screen so that you never watch it, or if you want to see how bad it is, go for it. One point I heard made that night was that a lot of boys who grew up playing GTA, they might love that. Anyone else though, like, good luck, Charlie. The next morning, my flight was not until the nighttime. Of course, it was New York, so I had to stop my work day at like 5 to get to the airport, because it was like, I think a 45-minute drive from her apartment to the airport. I was supposed to have a meeting, and I was like, I can't, because it's New York. Like, I have to get to the airport. We woke up. I didn't film the first part of the morning. I realized I was looking in my phone to see like what videos I had taken that morning, and there were 0. But we went to a bagel shop. It felt very New York, like seeing everyone like bustling, waiting for their bagels. I was like, okay. City, like that kind of city culture is just so different from the life that I live, because I live in the suburbs. It was cool to see. Like, we got our bagels and then we walked 5 minutes more and got coffee and ate outside. I had already done some work that morning, and then we were like, okay, we're starving, let's go grab some breakfast. That's, if you want, timeline. She also took me to Washington Square Park and the Hoover Dam. I was expecting to feel more unsafe in New York than I did in Portland, but it was the other way around. Also, Rhea lives in a very nice part of New York. We were in Manhattan. It was just like, it was a lot of young people. There's a lot of young people in New York, and we saw a lot of kids and families and whatnot. It was actually a really nice area, and I had a lot of fun that day. Then I left her apartment at 5:30. I took a taxi all by my lonesome, which for me is a big deal because, like I said, I'm paranoid of everything. And even when I take Ubers alone, I can probably count on maybe 2 hands, probably more like 1 hand, how many times I've taken an Uber alone, because it just scares me. Like, oh, I don't want to get napped. Grabbed me a little sandwich and some water. Spent $25 on that. I got a croissant sandwich that wasn't even hot. Like, it was just in the fridge. A bottled water and some Skittles that I didn't even eat. $24. That was my last straw. That was my 13th reason. I was like, I need to go home to sweet old North Carolina. We home. No, that's Alabama. Anyway, now I'm home. That's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like it. Leave a comment down below if you've been to Halloweentown, if you've been to Portland, if you've been to New York. What are your thoughts? But yeah, do all of the things, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.